Welcome to the daily briefing from interest.co.nz. I'm David Chaston. Today we review the latest employment confidence data, we update what is happening with mortgage rates, take a look at the level of Eurobonds issued in September, and we'll wrap up with what the other media are reporting. The Westpac McDermott Miller Employment Confidence Index surged in the September quarter to 135.9 from 128.4 in June. That's a rise of almost 6% in one quarter. This is the highest reading since the series began in June 2004. An index above 100 indicates there are more optimists than pessimists. Westpac said employees emphatically believe that the current strong labour market conditions are here to stay. Coming on top of recent improvements in consumer and business confidence, this speaks volumes about the outlook for the New Zealand economy over the coming year. With optimism across such a broad spectrum, it's hard to see the economy being knocked off its perch. And with such optimism around, third quarter economic growth may surprise on the upside again, as it did in the recently announced June quarter. The mortgage market is moving to longer terms, much to the frustration of the Reserve Bank. 2 years ago, less than $100 million was booked monthly in net growth in the 5-year termed product. But in August, the latest data we have available, more than $500 million was added to the net 5-year term mortgages. In fact, in the early part of 2007, more than $1 billion monthly was added to net loans with a 5-year term. The growth in popularity of 5-year fixed-rate mortgages is a trifle troubling, however. Borrowers need to be very certain of many things to ensure they don't end up paying too much for this certainty. Firstly, they need to be certain that they will stay in their house for at least 5 years. Break fees can be costly if you need to cut out early. And the average mortgage term before a house is sold and the owners buy elsewhere is reported to be somewhat less than 4 years. And secondly, rates are volatile over longer periods. 5 years ago, when 5-year fixed rates were not popular at all, they were 7.6%. Today they are 8.7%, but in another 5 years they could well be significantly less. Remember, 5-year fixed rates were 6.5% in July 2003, and at that time more than a third of all mortgages were floating, and the fashion was to fix for 6 to 12 months. To ensure you're not paying more than you need to for too many years, we recommend you focus on finding a good deal in the 2 to 3 year offers. $1.2 billion worth of Eurobond issues were announced in September, a similar pace to previous months and just ahead of maturities of $1.1 billion. Maturities are particularly heavy over the next 6 months, including a record $3.9 billion in October. Some of the September bonds issued were aimed at replacing October maturities, but it appears that demand for the new bonds fell somewhat short of expectations. The recent market volatility and the introduction of tougher Japanese security laws may have temporarily dampened demand for New Zealand dollar assets. We have not yet seen it, but this expected net Eurodassi redemption should restrain our fast rising exchange rate. Thank goodness there is something around available to moderate it. But if selling almost $4 billion does not have any material effect, what does that tell us? And finally today, a quick wrap-up of some other recent news. Distressed Sydney-based mortgage lender RAMS, who have been caught out big time in the international credit crunch, have had to sell their 92-branch network to Westpac at fire sale prices. And they're now constrained to managing their legacy book of about $15 billion with no prospect for growth and no certainty future funding will be available. Loans underlying New Zealand residential mortgage-backed securities recorded a reduction in arrears greater than 30 days over the June quarter, according to the latest data from Standard & Poor's. Interestingly, there was only one deal issued during the second quarter for $190 million worth of notes. You can get more news and start with Newsmaker Views on our news page. Join us again tomorrow for the freshest finance news on the web. We'll see you then.